it's so difficult to stay committed to one idea and just do the one thing and follow through on it fully and extract the most value from it. You always just want to move on to the next thing, but the next thing is going to have problems that come along with it, and there are going to be obstacles, and you're going to be in the same scenario that you're in right now where you have to follow through on that next idea. And so then what'll happen is that you'll take on that next idea, but you won't follow through on it because you'll go for another idea after that. And it'll be this constant cycle that you take on for the rest of your life because you never are willing to sit down and decide that this is the time. Today's the day where I have to commit to following through on this idea that I already have. And so there's so much potential that exists and all this stuff. And I want the best for myself. What am I talking about? Like, I have all these videos from running a marathon in all 50 states this year. I know that there's so much potential that exists in these videos. All I have to do is just sit down and edit a video and post it, and it'll get so many likes. Engagement will be high. This whole series has been great. I know that it works. It's proven to work. It's gotten me to 100,000 followers on Instagram. The problem is that it's not a new thing. And so I've seen all the footage, and I don't find it interesting. But there's 100,000 people that follow me that would think that this is the greatest thing ever. And so then for me to waste a day by watching videos, that's personal entertainment. If I have that frame of mind, that worldview, those habits, if I'm constantly seeking out personal engagement up here, instead of creating content for other people to engage with that would make their lives better, then, if I'm not doing those good things, I'm never going to become the man I could be. So I need to sit down right now and talk with myself about how I'm going to change in this next year and start following through on these ideas and really extracting the most value from them. Well, first things first, I've just seen it time and time again, like I can't do things with other people at the beginning of the day. And I also can't stay up late at night. I have to break this cycle because I haven't even run my mile today. I was in a good habit for the past week of actually getting decent mileage early in the morning. I need to get back on that, Before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna have to go out and run a mile. And so then I won't get the greatest sleep in the world because this mattress is so bad. And so I'm probably gonna sleep on the ground tonight just to remind myself that if I waste time, that I will be sleeping in a ditch someday. So I need to stop wasting time. And as well, I'd rather sleep on the ground than sleep on that bed because it's just so bad. I wake up with back pain every single day, but regardless, I'll run this mile, sleep on the ground, wake up tomorrow morning with a plan of how I'm going to follow through on this massive endeavor of posting the 50 States recap for the 50 States Marathon Challenge. Well, first things first, something I have to do tonight because I need a video to post tomorrow morning. I got to keep the momentum going. So I have to film a video before I go to bed and edit it tomorrow morning. That way I'm not just on my phone constantly, so I can actually wake up tomorrow morning of me talking about the charity that I want to fundraise for and making a commitment to it. Someone who's really close to me said when I texted her that I'm just projecting the decision onto her that I need to make the decision. It wasn't that. It was I've already made the decision and I'm just seeking validation from her by asking her opinion. It was a very good point. It's I'm pushing the responsibility away from me because it's a difficult decision to commit to anything in this life. And so once you commit, to actually hold the responsibility and follow through, these are all very difficult things. The mind is going to immediately push you to outsourcing the responsibility. And that's why blame is a big thing. We blame other people or our circumstances for who we are. But at the end of the day, there are people in much worse circumstances that have made it out much better than I have because they've changed themselves to the core. Their character is stronger than I am. Their work ethic, the reason for why they are able to put in that work and all these different things. I'm not saying that, working 24/7 is something to aspire to. There are definitely different goals and things that people are aiming for. And so then the inputs are going to be different for everyone. But the human desire to push the blame away from themselves, to not take responsibility, is something that I struggle with. And so then let me tie all these ideas together. I need to commit to the 50 States Challenge while also promoting the 7 continents. They're all making noise in there. By following through with the video tomorrow morning and then using tomorrow, instead of wasting time for myself, to create engaging videos for others using the content from the 50 states. Now, this is another difficult part. It's like, I'm going to look for perfection in this. And so then one of the changes that has held me back for such a long time is that I've wanted perfection, but then I've never even taken the first step. And so then I have to lower the bar. It's like I have this mental image of what perfect content looks like because I've had viral videos. And so then for me to not spend a ton of time editing a video mentally makes it feel like it might not be a viral video. But I just have to know that people just want a 30-second piece of content. They're not even going to watch all of it. You know, if I get 1 million views on a video that's a minute long and that the view duration is like 21 seconds, right? Or 29 seconds, whatever it is. Well, that means that like half of the people watch the whole video and then half the people watch the first 5 seconds. Or maybe it's like a third of them watch the full video and most of them watch like 15 seconds. You know, the work I'm putting in on these videos isn't even reaching a full minute. The whole piece of content isn't even reaching 1 million people. So I need to stop worrying about the perfection and just pull back and say, all right, they just want some 30-second video to make them feel good while they're scrolling on social media at lunch or dinner or whatever it is, you know, on their way to work. And from that lens, making the perfect piece of content actually doesn't make sense, you know. Just making something that's inspiring that people want to watch. That's all I need to do. Now, for the ones where it makes sense, like the ones where I sleep in the car, if there's a very compelling hook, I should use those and make those into like really engaging viral videos that take a lot of time to edit. But maybe a third of the videos that I have from the year, half are like that. So then the other half I can kind of just work through really quick and then just put them out. They won't get a ton of engagement, but at least I'm doing the 50 states recap and following through on the promise that I've made. What are the commitments that I've made in the past? Am I following through on those? Does my word mean anything to the people around me and to those who follow me on Instagram? If it doesn't, then, you know, in the future, it's going to get more and more difficult to follow through on ideas because I won't even have the support to take them on in the first place, right? So what promises have I made? Pushing Nana in a wheelchair for a marathon. I didn't get to do it when I was in Hawaii. I need to follow through on that promise. No monetary value from sponsors matters in the next 8 months, a year, 17 years. For the rest of the time, nothing matters more than following through on that one promise. And I had the resources to do it. You know, that $1,000 prize that I won from Kelly Clarkson show, which I have not talked about here, which is crazy. Kelly Clarkson had me on her show. I talked about the 50 states for 3 minutes, and then she goes, to celebrate your wonderful achievement, we want to give you a $1,000 check. What? So I have the resources to be able to pull this off. Now I just need to get connected with a marathon in January before I do the 7 continents in 7 days series, which is another crazy moment. Like, how in the world did that happen? January 31st is when that series is happening. So I can follow through on that. Well, then all throughout the month, next month, I need to be posting all the recap videos so I can follow through on that promise. And then as well, I need to be fundraising for the 7 continents series so I can follow through there. And I need to be posting videos for Ketone IQ, the sponsor of the 7 continents series. That way I can follow through on that promise. There's really only 4 things I need to follow through on that are like, that's it. That's my life. And this is good. Labeling those things, talking it out, now I know. There's, you know, one day at a time, I really can chip away at this massive undertaking of 7 continents in 7 days, running a marathon on every continent. Before I do that, though, I have to follow through on the commitment that I've already made. And so I can make one piece of content every like 5 days about 7 continents. It really, like, or in the final 2 weeks leading up to it, like I can make one every single day. And so then for the next 2 weeks, I just need to be following through on the piece of content that, you know, would get me through all 50 recaps. So how can I do a recap that really takes me an hour to edit? So I have 50 hours of editing. Because that's it. And then from that lens, it's like, all right, if I can do 10 hours in a day, could I really knock this out in 5 days? Tomorrow I've got the whole day. And so then, let me see, can I make 5 videos in one day? Or maybe 6? Or can I make 1? I know I can definitely do 1. But that's the whole frame of mind that I'm in right now, is like follow through on the commitments that you've made to make room for something else. There's not room in the fridge. You've already bought too much food. Eat your leftovers before you go out to the grocery store and spend even more money for the rest of the food to rot and be thrown away. Does that make sense? Why not us?